Hi, Tom Varsity, Military Embedded Systems. I am at Aerospace Tech Week in Atlanta, and I'm with Ben and Philip from AdaCore. How are you?
Doing great, Tom. How are you?
Doing great. So we're going to talk just a few minutes about Aerospace Tech Week and how AdaCore's role is with this event. And of course, Ben is a speaker at one of the events tomorrow. But Philip, just a quick question for you first. Why should someone use AdaCore for their aerospace systems?
Yeah, it's a great question, Tom, and of course we get it a lot. We are a high integrity software company. We started with Ada, and we've been branching out into more languages to make sure that we are meeting the software development needs of various companies. And our key technology is Ada and Spark. So these are languages which are continuously being improved, and the whole goal of them is to have safety be the default in software development. And we have the safety be the default, but also empower users to have a backdoor in case they need to kind of do some things that aren't idiomatic in the language. The idea is to be able to build software correctly the first time. So we want to find all the bugs earlier in the life cycle during development before they kind of pervade everywhere. And it's cheaper to fix them. And we kind of have the understanding that humans, we're imperfect, we're going to put bugs into our software. So the compiler and other static analysis tools, these are tools that are going to help us find those bugs and make sure they're not in our code, in our safety critical systems or security critical systems, right? And what really gets me excited is we get customers. Unfortunately, in the aerospace and defense industry, it's harder to get like press releases. But NVIDIA, for example, is a really exciting opportunity. They did a nice trade study looking at a lot of technology stacks that would let them develop this secure software more economically, and they eventually ended up choosing us. So I like to feel like I'm making a good recommendation, and there's been a lot of work behind that.
Yeah, you were talking about the kind of the excitement of that. That was actually my next question was what technology on AdaCore's roadmap are you most excited to demo?
Yeah. So we are actually starting to release a tool called GNetBuzz. So it's our fuzzing technology. So traditionally, we've been doing a lot more on the static analysis side. We've had tools that do coverage called Gnet Coverage, and we've had tools that can develop test suites for doing unit testing, that's Gnet Test. But now what we're adding to our dynamic analysis suite is a fuzz testing tool. And what this tool is going to do is it's going to basically find points in your software where it can just bombard it with a lot of inputs, and that way we can test really quickly that your software is robust and can handle those inputs and not crash, for example. And some other things that I'm excited about. QGen is also a huge project that we're working on. That's going to be a TQL1 qualified code generator that will take a subset of MATLAB and MATLAB Simulink and Stateflow, and it's going to be able to generate Ada and Spark and Mizracy. So that's one that we're excited to. There's so many cool possibilities when you're looking at the simulation world, and you get to look at simulating physical things and software and how do those things interact. It'll be a kind of a new exciting thing to look at.
Yeah, that's a lot of excitement. And Ben, of course, you're going to be one of the speakers. There's going to be a lot of excitement around your speaking engagement that you have tomorrow. But what is the FACE effort and AdaCore's role?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Actually, maybe the best way to describe the FACE effort is to give the FACE organization's vision and mission statements. Let me just read that to you. First of all, FACE stands for Future Airborne Capabilities Environment. The vision is to improve affordability and reduce time to field software capabilities through an open architecture approach. The mission statement is to foster government, industry, and academia collaboration that encourages innovation in refining business processes and developing vendor-neutral open standards, enabling software portability, reusability, and interoperability. Maybe the most important part was at the end. Face is based on open standards and on improving portability, reusability, and interoperability. It does this through a so-called reference architecture, which really is an example of standard software engineering practices where you separate the platform-independent software from the platform-dependent software. So there's a reference architecture with it's partitioned into what are called segments. Our customers, for the most part, are developing software in the portable components segment, and for that, they're going to be using Ada. Now, one of the aspects of FACE is that it's based on open standards, and in particular, the open standards that it's based on are POSIX and ARINC 653. There are what are called capability sets and profiles reflecting various levels of assurance. So there's subsets of the POSIX and ARINC 653 APIs that are used based on assurance characteristics. And correspondingly, there are subsets of various standard languages that developers can use, again, based on assurance characteristics. So there's general purpose, there's safety extended, safety base, and security. So basically, the FACE effort is encouraging avionics developers to develop software that is in conformance with those with the various particular capability sets and profiles. That software would then need to be verified as conformant with those requirements, and resulting from that would be a certificate of conformance. The airborne software is in the acronym FACE, but it actually is more general than that, and there's been some interest in FACE, not just from avionics developers, but from other domains in the military software industry. That, in summary, is what FACE is about.
Yeah, good answer. How does FACE relate to airworthiness too?
Well, that's another good question. FACE is really concerned with portability and reuse. And it comes right out front and says that. It says, the fact that you're FACE conformant doesn't necessarily mean that you satisfy any particular assurance requirements, either militarily or in the commercial area. On the other hand, there was an effort in the FACE standard was developed to ensure that nothing in the FACE requirements interfered with airworthiness, and more recently there's been an effort under the FACE organization to show how FACE conformance can actually help. So one example of that would be with the DO 178C standard. There is a requirement to demonstrate conformance with a so-called language subset, or what's called a code standard. The FACE requirements, in fact, really formalize code standards. It specifies exactly what features are used and which ones are prohibited. So by conforming with those requirements, that can help satisfy certain requirements in DO 178C. And there's a paper that is in the process of being published by the FACE Consortium that shows how FACE conformance can help not just with DO 178C, but also with MIL standard 516C, which is more of a system-oriented standards. So basically, that's how FACE relates. AdaCore has been involved with the FACE effort since its inception more than 10 years ago. We're in the FACE organization because our customers are Ada users, and they're developing software that needs to conform with the FACE requirements. So our customers and our partners are developing FACE conformant products, and therefore we will support them in that process.
Yeah. So AdaCore, of course, an important member of in FACE, and tell people how they can get more information about AdaCore.
Right. Okay. Well, that's to Philip.
Sure. Yeah. If you guys want any more information, please visit our website. It's www.adacore.com, and we hope to hear from you.
All right. Thanks, guys.